God, this is like the second or third time in a row I've started a video and my mic has been off. And it's made like a 17-minute video with no sound. I actually uploaded it and then I was like getting ready to make a clip out of it and there was no sound. I'm like, what is going on? My light's not blinking. And then all of a sudden my OBS, it wasn't even selected in my OBS. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I came in here to make a quick video because I was going outside to work on my brother's car. My brother's he bought this 98 Metro and paid me to go pick it up for him. Bought it for $2,500. Supposedly it ran good, had just over 100,000 miles on it, but probably sat for a while. Brought it home, ran it for a week. Motor was trash. Long story short, he did a bunch of work to it, had a mechanic work on it, still not running right. He's got $7,000 in a 98 Metro. And so he just dropped it off at the house and was like, if you can do something with it, just do something with it. So I figured, I'll make a YouTube video out of it, right? And then I'm going to give it to my boy. I would be making him work on it with me, but he's in school, right? I mean, and the days are too short right now. By the time he gets off school and he's pooped, he's working out after school. So I'm not going to, I can do my own thing. Anyway, purpose of this video. Think about what we're doing. Why can't we have fun, right? What's the, just be happy, have fun. And if you're not having fun, what are we doing, right? So there's, I was going to bring up this Cletus McFarland video. And recently, Cletus McFarland, and this is why Cletus McFarland is so successful. If you guys watch any YouTube videos, Derek from Vice Ghost Garage and Cletus McFarland are two of the most successful YouTubers out there. And there's a reason why. Because people they don't want to watch people not having fun, right? We want to, for one thing, people in really negative, like if you're in a really poor emotional state and you don't know how to get in your creative energy and do something for yourself and have fun, then a lot of times you'll end up getting like siphoning off of somebody else that's doing that, right? So there's healed levels in our society where there's people having a great time, building stuff together, just going at it, right? Who cares about the end result? And then it just explodes. And actually, that's how Cletus McFarland started, if you understand what he was doing. He just put together this clunky shell of a car and drag raced it, and all of a sudden he was a YouTube sensation, and then boom, from there. He worked on it. He expanded on it. He didn't let it lay. He just kept going. And he incorporated, his friends. So, and this just happened recently. And this is why money is not the key to happiness. And if you really understand it, because you need to be able to pivot to make sure that you're staying in your childlike energy. He was pursuing something that wasn't keeping in his childlike energy, right? He was actually third partying a lot of the work because he wanted to be really competitive in the drag racing scene. And so he threw all kinds of money, bought a Proline Hemi, built a drag car, called it Eagle, and spent hours and hours, days and days trying to get this thing to go. But it's a super competitive industry, right? You got people that spend millions, hundreds of thousands, over millions of dollars just trying to get a car to go as fast as it can in the quarter mile, right? Or the eighth mile in a specific class. And he was trying to jump in there because he just loved it, right? And that car was the fastest car he'd ever been in. But he's just not going to be competitive. And because, for one thing, he doesn't want to be. And I think this was a learning lesson for him and his channel. And this is why his channel actually increased just recently, because he pivoted and made sure that he made the right moves at the right time. And you won't see it on his channel where he didn't qualify for the last event for that car. Spent all kinds of time because it didn't qualify for the first event he went to this recent event, didn't qualify. You saw they didn't qualify, I think, like on 1320's channel or something like that. But instead, he pivoted immediately and just came up with an idea and say, hey, look, let's just build let's just have a limited budget, and the 5 or 6 of us, or however many of them there are, let's just build 3 clunkers and see how fast we can get them to go. So they, got pulled over by cops because they didn't even have time to get these 2 cars titled, and blew up a couple of motors, and then just kind of raced these things, and then somebody came out ahead. They just had turbos hanging off of these things, just ridiculous, right? Nobody spent more than I think $7,000 or $8,000 on each one of these cars. Just a fraction of probably what they had to that one car. And then after they got done with that event, they had all of them admitted that was the funnest time that they'd had at Dragon Drives ever. Right? It's got nothing to do with being competitive or tossing your money into a bunch of stuff. And that doesn't mean anything, right? It's building stuff with your friends and just goofing off and having a good time doing it, right? What do you want to build? And you don't want to do it by yourself, because if you're doing it by yourself, what's the point, right? I just, I'm almost finished writing a second book, and it's just after a while, passion is just what was the purpose? The purpose of me leaving my job in the first place is because there was too much focus on just the only reason you're there is just to make money, and it's just totally it becomes completely meaningless, right? Totally. And it just turns self-destructive. You have to stay disconnected from the idea and create a shared experience where everybody can share in the profits. And if you can get in your childlike energy and create something and build something, you'll attract all the abundance you need, right? People want to advertise. They'll want you to use their products because you're having fun. That's why Cletus is like a kid in a candy store. Everybody gives their products to him to test. I don't know how many, if you pay attention to his channel, most of the stuff he doesn't even own, right? It's just people that realize that he has a lot of viewers and they want to advertise. So, right? Get in your childlike energy. But you've got to do it, and you have to trust, and you have to do it with other people that want to do the same. Because if you're not in a healed state and you're always worrying about the outcome or how much you're going to get out of something, then you're losing the point, right? How much can you, for one thing, how much can you possibly use in a single day? I don't even eat that much, right? I don't even need a house to live in. If I'm working and building stuff with a group of people, I love camping out on a cot out in the middle of nowhere, right? Why the focus on monetary gain? I've just never, ever understood it. I don't know. What do you guys think? The reason that I am making this video, I sold a property in Idaho because it was a beautiful place, and I thought, well, maybe it'll attract people and we have fun. And at first it did. But after a while, if you're not building something as a group, and you're not attracting abundance so that all of you can live off of it and enjoy it together, then eventually you'll just be sitting there alone by yourself. So I sold it. I had no reason. Every time I go back, it was just there was nothing there, right? I was by myself. I just got done watching a video of a girl that is soloing. I think her name's Lauren something. I was just cruising because I like seeing pictures of the South Pacific. I've never actually been in the South Pacific, and I will go. But I would much rather go with a group of people that want to build something in a place, or just YouTube an experience, because you can, if you keep it open, and you'll attract advertisers, right? Everyone will advertise. You let people advertising their boats, right? Can you imagine how yacht manufacturers would want to advertise, especially if you had a large group of people that were building things together and going to locations all over the globe? You would attract everybody because they want to advertise with you to sell to the public, to people who are unhealed, who don't feel comfortable in front of the camera, who aren't living in their playful energy, who feel like they have to own this thing to make them happy, instead of understanding that that's not the point. It's to share our hearts with one another and build things together, right? And not be attached to the thing you're building. It's just the experience that you're having with one another. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking to the choir here to all of you. Maybe you guys understand it. But if you can get in your childlike energy and you can be in that healed present state all the time, then all the sickness and death in this world will go away. There's no reason me coaching somebody or trying to help somebody make them feel better will never work for that reason. Now I can spend time with you and we can do something together to enrich each other's lives. But if we're not doing that, then we're not fulfilling each other. We're not enriching each other's lives. You're paying me money to make you feel better, or to teach you to do something that I could learn from you, right? But I would much rather learn from you building something together, something that you've done that I've never done before, and then hopefully you can learn something from me that's something that you've never done before. I can help you work on cars. I can help you build a house. I mean, I have enough contacts in this world that we could build anything. But you have to want to, and you have to make sure that you're sharing it equally, because if it gets dysfunctional, right? If one person wants too much control, or one person tries to own more than the rest, then you got to go. It's toxic. You got to get out of it. All right. I don't want to become a public speaker where all I do is am by myself and talking to audiences and having them pay. It doesn't interest me. I'm not afraid of it, but it just does not. What part of that interests me? I would rather be throwing axes with you guys at some stupid target and videoing it, in between maybe building somebody a house that needs a house. I don't know, having fun doing it. Building giant villas out in the middle of nowhere for us to live in. I don't know. Use your imagination, but you gotta promote it, and it's got to be fun. And there's no reason why it shouldn't be fun. It'll be, believe me, if you're around me and you're not having fun, yeah. You better be, right? Whatever it takes, right? What do you need? You need coffee? You need a hamburger? I don't know. What do you want? Anyway, I just want to make this video really quick. And the first one didn't have sound. So obviously now this one has sound. I'm going to clip this, probably put it on LinkedIn or YouTube or something. I don't know. I already got my little jersey on here so I can go and work on it. I got to check some stuff on the car. I'm going to make this car video for you guys. And then we'll see how it turns out. I don't know. I've never made a car video. We'll see how it works. I got to check. I need to tear a couple things off. I got to get it out of the back of this trailer. He's got this Metro in the back of a pup trailer, and I got to roll it out of that. It looks like it's smashed in there on both ends. So hopefully I can get it into neutral and pull it out, and so I can work on it. Anyway, love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And maybe I'll see you in my car video later. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it up by tomorrow. It's like 11:30. I got to get going. So yeah, later.